Hello and welcome to Sports Today's Morning News Wrap. I'm Siddharth Gulati and I'm going to bring you all the latest updates that made the headlines on different newspapers and on various digital platforms. So as always, as it has been our usual drill, let's just begin with some cricket news. Well, Jasprit Bumra has dismissed all rumors of him being advised bed rest or complete bed rest after he suffered swelling on his back during the fifth and final test of the Border Gavaskar Trophy. There was a report that did the rounds that Bumra has been advised complete bed rest by the BCCI's NCA, but then Bumra responded to the reports by saying in a tweet that I know fake news is easy to spread, but this has made me laugh. Sources unreliable, and obviously a laughing emoji. So what does this really mean? That will Bumra be really ready for the Champions Trophy? Well, that's something that remains to be seen, and we'll have a final confirmation of it on January 19th when the BCCI officials meet to decide the 15 members of the Champions Trophy that's going to begin on February 19th. But then going just by this tweet and trying to read in between the lines, it does look like that India will have Jasprit Bumra's services for the 8-team tournament. Well, moving on, there's one more thing that we'll have for you very shortly on Sports Today. Some exclusive details of the BCCI's review meeting that took place last week. Definitely there were a couple of videos done, but now there are more details of it as to what Gautam Gambhir and a senior player said during the meeting regarding the dressing room or the atmosphere that is there currently within the Indian cricket team. And one thing that has come out that has turned out to be a striking point is that there is indiscipline within the Indian cricket team's dressing room, and that's what Gautam Gambhir has also said. And I'll also just tease one more point before we do a final video on that Gautam Gambhir has also mentioned that they need to be more strict with the junior or the youngsters in the team. So the full video of it on Sports Today will be live very shortly, and it's an exclusive from us. Well, moving on, the BCCI is currently mulling an addition to Indian cricket team's coaching staff. They are thinking to add a batting coach to Indian cricket team's ranks, and that's primarily because of the batting failures that the Indian cricket team has had during the home test series against New Zealand. They struggled against spin and obviously against pace in the Border Gavaskar Trophy that India lost 3-1. There are a lot of names that are being discussed, and there are some names that are being discussed are basically of the ones who are stalwarts within the Indian cricket's domestic circuit. Nothing is final as of now, but then BCCI are thinking to add one more name to the coaching staff of the men's national cricket team. Well, moving on, South Africa have lost the services of Anrich Nortje, their pace bowler, for the Champions Trophy. He has been ruled out of the 8-team tournament due to a back injury. South Africa have currently not finalized a replacement, but it does look like that Gerald Coetzee will make the cut ahead of Anrich Nortje, or for that matter anyone else, for the Champions Trophy. South Africa have had a long list of injuries as far as their pace bowlers are concerned. Lizard Williams was injured earlier on, so was the case with Wiaan Mulder, but then he's fit now. There was Nandre Berger who had suffered an injury, and now Anrich Nortje has made the cut. He would have played for South Africa after a long time. Had he been fit for the Champions Trophy, he could have taken part in the tri-series also that's scheduled before the Champions Trophy between South Africa, New Zealand and Pakistan, but then he will not take part in that tournament. Well, moving on to some Australian Open news now. Both Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz have moved to their respective third rounds of the tournament. When Novak Djokovic, he defeated Jaime Faria in 4 sets. Jaime Faria did win the second set. It was an enthralling battle, but then Novak Djokovic showed his true class, and under the guidance of his new mentor, or someone who is a part of his coaching staff now, Andy Murray, Djokovic cruised into the third round, and so was the case with Carlos Alcaraz, who won his second round match in straight sets. And the world number 1 Jannik Sinner is going to be in action today at about 1:30 p.m. IST. Now let's just see what the newspapers really have to say, where Karnataka have made it to the Vijay Hazare Trophy final, and the second semi-final of the Vijay Hazare Trophy is going to take place today between Vidarbha and Maharashtra, and the winner of that will face Karnataka in the Vijay Hazare Trophy final that's going to take place on Saturday. That's going to be January 18th. And more badminton news now. Well, in the India Open tournament, Lakshya Sen and HS Pranoy have been knocked out as India's challenge is basically dwindling in this premier badminton tournament. So that's about it as far as the morning wrap is concerned. Stay tuned to Sports Today as we'll bring you all the latest updates and analysis from the sporting world. Until then, on behalf of my producer Shivam, it's Siddharth Gulati saying goodbye, and don't go anywhere. We will be back very shortly with an exclusive video of the details of BCCI's review meeting and what Gautam Gambhir and a senior player said during that meeting.